Okay, so before the review video starts, I do want to get this disclaimer out of the way. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Yep, that's right, spoiler alert. If you do not want to get spoiled for whatever the heck it is that I'm reviewing in this review video, then I think that's best that you wait until you have seen said whatever the heck it is that I'm reviewing in this review video before, you watch said review video. So yeah, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, as usual. Okay, now on to the review video. Hi guys, good morning, this is Jaden Pictures here, this is Jaden talking here, and I'm outside yet again doing yet another review video, and in this review video I will be finishing up my Woody Shrek style review trilogy by reviewing this project, this little Woody Shrek short that the Return of the Fossa did, and this project is called Woody 3D Shrek 3D Style. Yep, the project that takes place in between the events of Woody 1 and Woody 2, and it's of course based on the Shrek short that takes place in between the events of Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, and of course that short is called Shrek 4D, The Ghost of Lord Farquaad. Yep, and of course this project of his has the ghost of that fat mayor from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, aka that fat mayor, as the ghost of that fat mayor who ate too much McDonald's and tried to marry Lizzie McGuire so he could be king and rule the world. That line never gets old. But yeah, it has the ghost of that fat mayor. It has him making a return, and yeah, all that cool stuff. So yeah, and yes, as you guys can see, yeah, I am actually recording this review outside at the same spot where I did my Toon Story 4 review, and yeah, I know, I went pretty crazy. Yeah, I know, I went pretty crazy in that review video, didn't I? Yeah, and I recorded that review in that spot because of how loud I was being. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I promise I won't go as nearly as crazy in this review video as I did in the last one. I'll make sure of that. This will be a lot more of a positive review than a negative review. And yeah, I'm starting out with one of the positives, unlike the Toon Story 4 project I did a review on. Unlike that Toon Story series I finished reviewing. It has no My Little Pony, and that's nice. That is nice. In fact, none of the Return of the Fossa spoof films, or as he likes to call them, his style films, which I think is a nice name for it. None of those films of his have My Little Pony in them, and that's nice, because My Little Pony is so overused in these spoof casts. I swear, at least from my experience, My Little Pony is by far, the most used series in these spoof casts. Oh my gosh, seriously, what do people see in that show? I don't get what people see in that show. Aside from little girls and nostalgia and all that stuff, I don't get it! It's a little girl show, and it's being treated like God. We have a bunch of grown-ups out there, we have a bunch of teens and adults out there sucking the show off like it's God, constantly putting it in their spoof casts, and there's a bunch of way better series out there. There's a bunch of series out there that are way better in my opinion that don't get used nearly as much as My Little Pony. It's crazy. I don't get the appeal for that show, and I know the Return of the Fossa agrees with that opinion. Yeah, it is pretty annoying, but hey, people can do whatever the heck they want with their spoof casts, just like we can do whatever the heck we want with our spoof casts. And yeah, but yeah, of course, that doesn't mean we still can't share our negative opinions towards certain casting choices we don't like from Spoofcast. But of course, that still means that we shouldn't go too over the top about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the start of one of the positives with this Woody 3D project of the Return of the Fossas. And another positive, it has more of these really good casting choices for Shrek and Donkey, in my opinion. You got Woody from Toy Story as Shrek, and you got good old Sonic the Hedgehog as Donkey. Love those two as Shrek and Donkey. I love those two as Shrek and Donkey, especially with Sonic as Donkey. Really good. Yeah, Woody makes a good Shrek, and I love Sonic as Donkey. Yeah, he's such a good choice for Donkey. Sad we'll have to say goodbye to him in Part 34 of Vegeta 2, but yeah, love Sonic as Donkey, love Woody and Sonic as Shrek and Donkey, and of course this project continues to use that casting choice. Okay, moving on, what else is there to talk about with this project? Well, I do like how in the thumbnail of this project you got Woody and Sticks from Sonic Boom wearing sunglasses in the thumbnail of this video, and you got text saying, "You are hot, Sticks." Yeah, nice edits. I think the guy has really nice editing in his videos, with his style films and all that stuff. And yeah, I like the editing in this guy's videos. It's definitely better than the editing in my videos. Although the quality of my videos and the editing in them have improved, but I would still say this guy has better editing skills than me. Well, here's a cool, unique idea I like with this spoof film of his. Okay, so you remember how in the Shrek 4D short, Shrek's reading the map and all that stuff? Well, here's what he did for for Shrek rigging the map in this Woody 3D style, Woody 3D Shrek 3D style project. He made Woody read off of a PlayStation case. He used a PlayStation case as the map, and he had Woody read off of that. And I really liked that idea. That was a really nice idea. Yeah, I mean, sure, he probably could have just to be honest, it probably would have been more fitting if he had made Woody hold like a blank piece of paper or something. But I still really like the idea of him holding that PlayStation game case and making him read off of that. That was a nice and unique idea. Well, I want to talk about what he did for the Ghost of Lord Farquaad. So yeah, what did he do for the ghost of the fat mayor who apparently likes McDonald's too much? Okay, okay, so he basically makes a comeback here. Yeah, of course he makes a comeback here since that this film is a return. This short, the short that this project is based on returns, brings back Farquaad from the first Shrek movie, and of course he had that fat mayor from Claudia with a Chance of Meatballs be Farquaad in his Woody 1 project, and yeah, he hasn't come back here, and he has him as a ghost. But to be honest with y'all, he didn't really add anything unique to the ghost of the fat mayor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he basically just showed a normal version of him for this review project for this style project of his. And yeah, I don't think it's a terrible way of doing it. I think that it would have been better if he had used pictures of that fat mayor from Claudia with a Chance of Meatballs, and edit them up to make it look more like he's a ghost. Use pictures of him where the color schemes are light blue and stuff. Yeah, I think that would have been better, but it's not terrible. I still like how he had that fat mayor come back in this style film of his. Although I do think that would have been better if he had edited made the color scheme for the pictures they used of him, make the color scheme all blue and stuff, or maybe edit his head onto the ghost onto a ghost. Yeah, that probably would have been better too. But no, instead he didn't really do anything unique for the ghost of that fat mayor. He didn't really do anything unique for the ghost of that mayor. Just kind of showed a normal version of him and just had him be Ghost Farquaad. Yeah, that could have been done better, but hey, it could be worse too. It could be worse. Not a terrible way of doing it, but I don't think it's the best way of doing it either. But whatever, it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, that casting choice with that fat mayor as Farquaad, it makes a comeback here, and so does Lizzie McGuire as Ogre Fiona, and so does All right, well, what else do I like about this project? What else do I like about this project of his? Well, of course, you remember how in his Woody 1 there were fat jokes talking about how fat the mayor is. Well, and he was using those to replace the jokes in Shrek of how Farquaad's short. Well, he does the same thing here and continues to add in jokes with how that mayor is fat. Yeah, let me play an example for you guys. Okay. All right, all the way up. Here you go.
I thought I told you I never, ever want to see another fat man on this reef again, ever.
I love his voice acting. I really do.
But I love being fat. That's what makes it me. Alright?
Yeah, that is fun to quote too. I thought I told you I never, ever want to see another fat man on the street again, ever. But it's not as fun to quote as this line. Because he's fat. He ate too much McDonald's and he's only marrying you so he could be king and rule the world. Probably by far. I think that's by far my favorite line that I've heard from this guy's style movies. That line is so good. He ate too much McDonald's. Love that line. Okay, moving on. And of course, just like the two Woody Shrek style movies he's done, it instead has him you know how usually in spoof films it involves the creator of the spoofs taking audio from whatever it is they're spoofing and making characters say those lines as they're continuing to take audio from whatever it is they're spoofing. Well, that's not the case for this project. No, instead for the most part, in general, the guy acts out the lines himself, and I really like that. Yeah, and I do really like his acting in his style movies. They're pretty well done, and they can be pretty funny to listen to. I'll never forget how I quickly found myself laughing when I first when I first found his Woody 1 project that night and laughed at his, laughed at his acting and all that stuff. Yeah, really good, really good. Now, of course, not that I have a problem with people taking audio from movies for spoof films and all that stuff, but I still like this unique idea of his where he acts out the dialogue instead of playing audio from the movie. That's a nice way to do it, and plus, it definitely better helps prevent copyright too. Yeah, and there are also parts where he and there are certain parts where he acts out music too, and I really like that too, and that can be pretty funny to listen to too. Yeah, I really like this guy's acting I really like this guy's acting in his videos. I think it's enjoyable, and it can be pretty funny to listen to too. And another thing I like about his project is how he had an alien from Ben 10. I don't remember the name of this alien, but he had an alien, one of Ben's aliens from Ben 10 be the frog that we see at the beginning. That was really nice and well done. And yeah, what else is there to talk about with this project? Well, how good is it syncing wise? The same as it usually is. Not the best syncing, but as to be expected from the Return of the Fossa style movies. And how good is it editing wise? Really good editing. Yeah, really good editing wise. I really like the editing in this. The editing. Oh my gosh, tongue twister. I really like the editing in this guy's videos. I think this guy's a really nice editor, and I say he's a better editor than me. And overall, on an overall standpoint, I do enjoy this nice little short of his. Now, do I like it as much as Woody 1, as much as Woody's 1, and as much as Woody's 1 and 2? Definitely not. But I wouldn't say it's his fault for that, because it's because that I definitely like Shrek's 1 and 2 more than Shrek 4D. Although I still like Shrek 4D though. I think it's a nice little short that takes place in between the events of Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. And it's nice to see Farquaad make a comeback for the short, having him be a ghost and try to kill Fiona so that they could be a ghost couple. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like the Shrek 4D short, but in my opinion, nothing else in the Shrek franchise will ever be as good as those first two classic masterpiece films that are Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. And just like in his Woody Shrek style series, I don't think there'll ever be anything else in the franchise, in this Woody Shrek style series of his, that will ever be as good as Woody's 1 or 2. Although there's some other stuff to enjoy from this nice little series of his, like you got the Woody the Third clip videos, and you got the Woody 3D, Woody 3D project that I've been reviewing in this video, and you've got the Woody Shrek Style Show, which the second episode will be coming out at some point in the future. Yeah, you also got the first episode. Yeah, that's a nice and unique idea. Make a show out of one of your spoof films. That's a nice and unique idea. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing the second episode of this nice little Woody Shrek style show of his. And yes, I do know that he has this one obvious rule about that show. No Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Vegeta characters or any of those characters from that franchise allowed at our house. Even though I obviously love Dragon Ball, I do really like the part of the episode 1 of his Woody Shrek style show thing where he has them all talking about no Dragon Ball characters allowed in their house. Yeah, that is a pretty funny part to listen to. That can apply to the criteria. It reminds me of the criteria I have for. It reminds me of the rule I have for My Little Pony for my spoof videos. LOL. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed this Woody 3D Shrek 3D style review of his. It's a nice little short that takes place in between the events of Woody 1 and Woody 2. It's nice and enjoyable like I expect it to be. It's nice and enjoyable like it should be. And yeah, I don't know how I'd rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, but it is pretty enjoyable. It has some cool, nice, unique ideas in it, and not a bad 17-minute short in my opinion. It is really nice and it was really enjoyable. And yeah, overall that's it for the review video, everyone. Links will be down in the description below. There will be a link to the Return of the Fossa, to his channel in the description below, and there will also be a link to his Woody 3D Shrek 3D style project, but it's not going to be linked it's not going to be put into a playlist. It's not going to be linked in a playlist. It's going to be linked into a video because he did that whole project in one video. And yeah, so yeah, there will be no playlist linked in the description. And overall, I enjoyed this nice little project of the Return of the Fossa. It's nicely done. The Return of the Fossa. I enjoy your Woody Shrek style series. And now I'm gonna get this video uploaded and continue to work on that ending to my Vegeta 2 that he won't like. yeah, I've been working more on this ending to my Vegeta 2, you know, where they all transform back, where Sonic, Shadow, and Princess Bubblegum transform back into Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma. And yeah, to be honest, well, I still prefer having Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma be Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona. It is saddening me a little bit how I'll have to say goodbye to these three great characters, Sonic, Shadow, and Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time, in this next part of my Vegeta 2. So yeah, while I don't agree with the Return of the Fossa and how while I don't exactly agree with the Return of the Fossa, with how it's going to be a bad thing for them to transform back into Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma, I do agree that it is going to be a pretty sad ending. Heck, I think it'll be by far the saddest ending in my Vegeta Shrek series, so I definitely agree with him with that. I can imagine what his reaction would be to that ending. No, don't turn back on the Dragon Ball characters. No. Yeah, I know he's not gonna like that ending, but there'll be some stuff there'll still be some stuff for him to take comfort in with that ending, though. There'll still be some stuff for him to like, but yeah, he's overall not gonna like that ending. Yeah, sorry to Return of the Fossa, but like I said, I can end it the way I want to, but like I said, I might sometime after I get this ending out, I'll make a nice little video for you that shows like that'll have like your version of the movie where it'll have like the parts that take place during the big transformation, and I'll have it and I'll have the ending be replaced with your version of my ending. So yeah, I think you'll like that, and I think I might make that video sometime after I get this ending out, and yeah. And yeah, that's something for you, the Return of the Fossa. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. I am kind of dragging this out. So yeah, overall, yeah, nice little project by the Return of the Fossa. The Return of the Fossa is a cool channel. Links to him will be in the description below. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Kind of dragging this out. Okay, that's it for this review video, everyone. Bye, everyone, and thank you all for watching this review video.